In the city of Compton, we keep it rockin'. Keep it rockin'.
Let me make it shake, come on.
Shake it, baby. Shake it, baby. Shake it, mama. Shake it, Cali. Shake it, baby.
That's right, come on.
Shake it, mama. Shake it,
Change of direction by Bryant. Slam dunk.
Ladies and gentlemen, Klutch Sports has officially called Luka Doncic a crybaby. So, welcome to the Kobe Bryant film room, man. I just can't stop laughing, man. I'm looking through these clips, man, that I'm going to share with you guys today because the narrative is out, right? Now that the Lakers are losing games and there's trouble in paradise, they can't blame the obvious, right? They have to go to somebody else. They have to go to Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic being the superstar of the Los Angeles Lakers and an MVP candidate. Luka Doncic, one of the greatest scorers in NBA history, not only just this NBA, the entire history of the league, right? I think Luka Doncic is averaging, 32, 33 a game. But all of that does not matter, right, when it comes to Klutch Sports. And I'm going to show you guys the agenda that's being put on Luka Doncic, right? So this is the thing, right? You look throughout the media and they're all on one accord, right? Saying the same thing. It first started with Max Kellerman criticizing, putting out his bird call to all of his colleagues, criticizing Luka Doncic's game, right? And what he says is true, right? It's true about Luka. But we're going to observe the media tactics that are being deployed in these several clips that I have for you guys. We can have a little bit of fun today. But I want you guys to notice something. I want you guys to notice the process, how everything takes place. And if you aren't aware of the process, you guys got to check out my former videos that I did dealing with Max Kellerman and Rich Paul. There's a process to all this. They went through discrediting Austin Reeves, right? I'm surprised they really ain't been on DeAndre Ayton like that, right? He's probably next, right? They really don't want to criticize JJ because he's a friend of theirs, right? And he's close to LeBron James. So they kind of hold out on that criticism. But we're going to see that Luka Doncic is their new target, the new scapegoat, and the new guy that they're going to point the finger at and discredit, right? So without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, put your seatbelts on. Let's get into this.
From Luka Doncic, there's a lot of reasons you can criticize Luka. A lack of confidence has very rarely been one of them. The only time I've seen Luka look that hesitant was right after the Mavericks traded for Kyrie Irving, and he was deferring too much. Obviously, they clicked. The next year, they were a great closing duo. They went to the finals. This is a year removed from Luka being traded to the Lakers, and he has not developed any kind of chemistry with LeBron James. Big picture, that's the problem. LeBron and Luka are an awkward fit. They are minus 82 this year with those two guys on the floor together. That is the worst.
Hey, listen, you hear this clown? He says LeBron and Luka are an awkward fit. Anybody with a 41-year-old man on their team would be an awkward fit, bro. And see, this is the type of bullshit that we're talking about, right? Luka's deficiencies are getting highlighted. Meanwhile, he's expected to play with LeBron and split time with LeBron, right? Split shooting attempts with LeBron, right? He's supposed to literally work around playing with LeBron James when LeBron James is no longer capable of carrying the load, right? LeBron James not only shouldn't be the second option, he should be the third option behind Austin Reeves. But again, they have LeBron James playing a lot of minutes with Luka Doncic. Their games is pretty much the same game, right? They both need the ball in their hands, and it's gonna be your turn, my turn, basketball, right? One-on-one basketball, break down your defenders, drive and kick, a predictable offense, right? But because everyone's afraid to call the elephant in the room out, that elephant is going to be on the court, right? Now let's continue.
Plus minus of any Lakers pair. It's one thing for them to be poor defensively. You can expect that with Luka playing next to a guy in his 40s. They are a bottom 5 offensive team.
So now he brings that up, but he kind of like breezes past it. No, nigga, that's the main idea, right? The main idea is to put younger talent around Luka. The main idea, and listen, y'all. The Lakers actually put it out there, Genie Bus specifically, actually put it out there that they actually want LeBron James back, which I think they're bullshit. And I think that's all for just to kind of take the heat off of the situation that happened between her and LeBron earlier on. But it's hilarious because they're trying to sell you that they want LeBron James back, but they didn't offer him a contract extension. Right? Ridiculous shit, right? This shit just gets stupid. And so they want him to come back for less money, right? Apparently. But the Lakers need to really consider this. If they are serious about this, which I don't think they are, I don't think they expect LeBron to come back. It looks like the NBA is making a way for him to travel to Cleveland to try to get that 5th championship. He's done with the Western Conference, y'all. I'm sorry, you guys who are LeBron fans. LeBron is out of LA. His ass will be in Cleveland next year. He's trying to build something over there. Meanwhile, he's on the Lakers. But if you think about it, right, this is the most ridiculous shit ever. How he breezed past a guy being 41 years old, right? And now the young guy, the person who everything is supposed to be around, is being blamed for everything. Check this out.
With Luka and LeBron on the floor together, that tells you this is a duo that has no kind of chemistry.
Tim, I wanted to show one other sequence that took place in the third quarter also, because this is something that I think a lot of people were picking up on. And we'll see Luka Doncic. He's going to not get a call, and he's going to complain about it, and that's nothing new for him. But then he doesn't get back on defense, and the Magic wind up scoring.
Why they put the circle around Luka like that, yo? Hey, check this out, y'all. Check this out. Now, they're not doing this for LeBron James. They don't have a whole highlight reel of LeBron fucking up on ESPN, right? They praise LeBron when he loses, right? Same thing with Russell Westbrook, a whole laugh track, highlight reel, or low light reel, or whatever the case may be of Russell Westbrook doing clown shit on the court, fucking up, right? And what's funny about this is that all of a sudden, all these guys now, they can see, they want to look at the film footage, right? But when somebody calls out LeBron James, leave him alone, man. You guys need to just appreciate greatness. He can't do everything, but he's making a lot of money. He's playing a lot of minutes. And they always say things like he's showing no signs of slowing down, right? But one guy's allowed to play with house money, right? He gets to go out there and literally, I want you guys to think about something, right? Those who are probably going to be against me for making this video, right? Remember when LeBron was stat padding for that rebound against, like, with Austin Reeves, and he got mad at Austin Reeves because he wanted to pass Karl Malone and being the oldest player to average a triple-double or to get a triple-double? Remember that? Did the media call him out for that? Did the media call him out for stat padding, not playing no defense, not getting back? Literally, a nigga waiting under the basket. And And he's not even near his defender a lot of times. He's just waiting under the basket for the guy to miss so he can get the ball and run it down the floor. Right? But this is the shit that I'm talking about. This is hypocrisy from the mainstream media. But they don't care, right? They're getting paid millions and millions of dollars to promote a product to stupid people. So we're going to go back and we're gonna go back and watch them highlight Luka Doncic's fuck ups. Let's go.
And he's going to complain about it, and that's nothing new for him.
Yep.
But then he doesn't get back on defense, and the Magic wind up scoring on the other end.
Now, before we continue, right? Yes, that's a terrible play right there, and I called Luka out several times. If you guys pay attention to me on the Pull Up Basketball podcast, go subscribe to my man BJ on the Pull Up Basketball podcast, right? I criticize Luka heavily for this shit right here, right? Luka's at fault for this. This is his fuck up, right? The problem is that these people refuse to call LeBron James out for it. Remember that time when LeBron James literally walked up to the referee? The referee was on the sideline. He walked up to the ref, argued with the ref. Meanwhile, the team was in transition. Do you guys remember that? And I might include that. I might include that in a little small clip in this video.
A little bit better to get to the other side. Here he goes again. Came up short. He's upset. Very upset. Thought he got fouled. Looked like there was some contact. Shepard up top. Şengün. Şengün kicks it out. Eason wide open. Sets. Fires. Can't hit. Laravia does a good job holding off Adams, but he touched it last. LeBron's frustrated right now, talking to the official.
He's got to get back. And here, yes, on that right arm you get, or excuse me, on that left arm it gets swiped down. He normally, why are you looking?
Right? Just to kind of give you guys a visual of what happened, right? The mainstream media ain't go crazy with that, right? We did online. Social media called it out, but the mainstream media glossed over it and act like it never happened, right? When LeBron James was literally stat padding out there. They're not going to call that out, but instead, they're going to call out Luka Doncic for this. And I'm cool with them calling out Luka Doncic for this because this is terrible basketball. As a basketball player, you're supposed to play both sides of the ball, right? So I'm cool with you calling him out. I call him out, right? I call out everybody through film, through what I see on the court. So I'm not able to be biased. I could call Luka out and call LeBron James out and call Austin Reeves out for not putting in the effort defensively because I believe in my heart as a long life Laker fan that defense wins championships. And I've seen my team win championships, multiple championships at the highest level, right? So this is disgusting from Luka Doncic.
And there's just a little bit too much of this going on. So the other thing was a microcosm. Is this a little bit of a microcosm of what we see with the whole Luka Doncic show as well?
Yeah, look, Luka's had two glaring flaws throughout the course of his career, conditioning and crying. The conditioning he has made major strides in. He's crying as much as he ever has. And let me preface this by saying I got a C in a community college psychology course in the late 90s, so I'm not qualified for psychoanalysis. I did cover Luka the first 6.5 years of his career. I've talked to a lot of people who have coached him, who have played with him. What I can tell you is Luka vents his frustration at the referees. So
where did he learn that from? Where did we see this behavior from? We see this behavior from LeBron James. LeBron James literally got on his knees on national television and was crying to the referees. LeBron James literally grabbed a referee, didn't get suspended for it, didn't get fined for it, literally grabbed a referee's arm, right? We seen LeBron cry. We seen LeBron stop in the middle of a play, not get back down the floor, and watch his team run in transition as he didn't get back on the defensive end. But these people have no problem calling out Luka. Tim McMahon, have you ever called out LeBron James for the same shit? Because I would respect your opinion if you kept it 100 across the board, dog. I would respect your opinion. But I do not respect your opinion by you calling out one guy and then putting your shades on looking like Stevie Wonder when another guy does it. Absolutely not. It's bullshit to me.
The more he's frustrated, the more he's whining, he's crying, and he worries more about sometimes the 3 guys in the gray jerseys than the 5 guys in the opposite jerseys. And look, he's going to have defensive problems regardless. It's hard to play defense if you never cross half court because you're worried about a call that you didn't get.
So let's go to the next clip, right? The next clip is Klutch Sports, whatever the show is called. I all I know is 2 niggas from Klutch Sports talking, right? Max Kellerman and Rich Paul, right? That's what I see. I see a whole puppet show, an agenda-driven show on how to reshape narratives in the NBA regarding the Los Angeles Lakers and LeBron James, right? To a show designed to control narratives and shift blame, right? But let's listen here to what Max Kellerman had to say, because Max Kellerman kicked all this off. Even though we all been kind of saying this about Luka, now they see it. Now, at this particular time, when the Lakers are getting their ass whooped, now they want to bring this up. But remember, those who tune into my live streams, like, you guys understand, I've been saying this about the Lakers for years. I've been saying they don't play defense. They play soft. They do a lot of crying to the referees. This is something that I've been saying for a long, long time, right? I was called a hater. Oh, you're biased. You just like Kobe. Oh, this and that. No, I understand what it takes to win. And I'm looking at a team that doesn't play defense. I think currently the Lakers are 28th in the NBA. 28th in the NBA on defense. Sad shit. And you just seen they were minus 82 playing together, LeBron and Luka, as a duo. Right? I wonder what Austin Reeves and Luka as a duo is. Somebody look that up in the comment section.
At Riley, and I'm sure J.J. Redick, who's done a great job coaching the team, I think, this season, but he must be beside himself, because what a Pat Riley team, what he would not tolerate is...
Beautiful statue by Pat Riley, for Pat Riley. Look at this. Beautiful. Beautiful. They got the hair right. They did my boy justice, right?
Not tolerate is on a day that the most legendary coach in the franchise's history gets a statue unveiled outside the arena, and the little mini replicas given away to the fans. And the Lakers, who are a playoff team, host the Celtics, who are a playoff team. And the Celtics are missing their best player, arguably. And the Lakers have their full complement of players in a season where they haven't had that usually. And the Lakers didn't just play this. It's not the second of back-to-back or anything like that. The fact that that team then gets maybe blowouts, too strong a word, but it was damn close. It was a 20-point lead at one point in the
It was an ass whooping.
fourth quarter. That is 22. Unacceptable for a Lakers team. Any Lakers team, but especially one with Luka Doncic and LeBron James and Austin Reeves. The point is, that is not okay. And you know how Riley has his statue? You know what Luka Doncic's statue, if he ever gets one outside of crypto now, is going to be? It's going to be like this.
Max got jokes. Hey, look. Hey. Hey, Max is trying to clown the shit out of Luka Doncic. Even though Luka Doncic is the best player on the team, this is actually a factual statement. And I agree with Max. Luka needs to stop complaining and get back on defense, because they are finna crucify his ass. His ass is already being targeted. His value, in my opinion, as a superstar has been diminished, right? He's going to be looked at as LeBron James' sidekick, right, till LeBron James is gone. They're already putting out the narrative that LeBron's still the best player of the team, some LeBron fans. These people are insane. They're crazy, right? But Luka has been greatly diminished. They weren't saying this last year. In fact, people were covering up for his flaws last year. I remember having these conversations with people, and they were like, "No, Luka's still a great player. He, these deficiencies aren't that bad. You could look over it or around it. If you just put good defenders around him," which I agree to a certain extent. Oh, well, you could just look around it. He got to the finals and all this stuff, right? None of that shit matters once you're playing with LeBron James. Your career starts from scratch. Your career starts from middle school now. your shit starts over, right? They forget everything that you accomplished, right? And listen, man, basketball is played on both sides of the floor. I will take that shit to the grave. This is why when I judge players based on both sides, right? And I weigh it. I weigh the pros and cons. How much offense can you give, right? There's other parts of the game. You see what I'm saying? You have to be able to guard your man. That's just basketball, right? And for people who don't understand that, you need to go back and watch that clip where they put that circle around Luka and showed him not getting back, right? Defense affects the win column, period, right? Offense puts you in position.
This is the Luka statue, like this, with his arms out, like this.
Why you say that?
Every single trip.
Hey, Rich Paul playing dumb. Why you say that? Like y'all ain't sit down in production meetings and talk about what you're going to talk about right now. What you're talking about right now. See, one guy has to play oblivious and stupid, and then the other guy gets to attack Luka. This is the good cop, bad cop routine. They're both on the same team. Max Kellerman works for Rich Paul. He signed to Klutch Sports. Right? Let's stop playing games as if you just don't know what Max is talking about. And how could you say that? Look at this shit. Everything's fake. Look at this.
Like this, with his arms out, like this.
Why you say that?
Every single trip down the floor, you're complaining to the ref.
Where'd that come from? You know exactly where that came from, bro.
Luka, every trip down the floor.
Oh.
Every trip down the floor.
Oh.
You're complaining to the ref. Even when he hits the shot. No, you're not going to get the and one. And it can't be that the refs blow every call on Luka Doncic. Not only that.
Rant? This is your rant.
Well, tell JJ that. He's the one crying for more calls. Tell LeBron that. He was crying for more calls. Right? The Lakers were like a plus 200 or something, right? They're like one of the most fouled teams in the NBA. Right? They go to the free throw line damn near twice as much as everybody else. Right? They get their fair share of free throws. In fact, when you go and play the Lakers, the game plan is, hey, don't foul. That's what they literally tell teams. Hey, you got to stay out of foul trouble. You can't foul them and send them to the free throw line. This is the whole thing. So him saying Luka crying for calls, that's a culture now. That's pretty much the culture set by the head coach and LeBron James, who is still, in my opinion, their leader, the leader on the Lakers. Because Luka, to me, I haven't seen any leadership skills from Luka, like at all. So he's going to have to stand up and say what he wants. You know what I'm saying? Do you want to continue to play with this show with LeBron James? Which your career, you're going to end up like Anthony Davis, bro. They're going to ship your ass to the Washington Wizards. Yo ass, look, Anthony Davis was an up-and-coming star who they were comparing to Giannis and KD, and he was a monster, and he was up there with the greatest defenders, right? And it's crazy because now AD's star has greatly diminished, right? AD's in Washington. He's probably going to be ranked real low, super low this year. You know, his position as a basketball player. And I remember when AD was being compared to prime Shaq, you know, he was being compared to the all-time great bigs. Now, right, AD's not a monster like that anymore. AD's, he's washed. He's injury prone, which he is, right? They're right on that. And so what they do is they mix the truth. They gonna mix the truth with lies, right? Or with cap, right? They're going to mix the truth with cap. But, bro, your career, if you don't take this shit by the horns, Luka, you're going to be like AD. Your ass going to be shipped the hell out. And you're going to be playing for a lottery team.
No, I got a rant later on. Jaylen Brown's better than Luka Doncic. Better player. I'd rather have him on the team. If I had to start a team, I'd rather start it with Jaylen Brown than Luka.
I actually agree with that. I actually agree with that. But let's not diminish the powerhouse that Luka actually is on the offensive end. Offensively, Jaylen Brown can't fuck with Luka offensively, right? But what makes Jaylen Brown a better player is that he does the little things to win. He's good enough offensively to give you great production that you need to win games, and he's good enough defensively to affect the outcome and play winning basketball. Remember, Jaylen Brown actually outplayed Luka in the finals, right? So this isn't absurd. I know a lot of people, they're going to look at the stat sheet and they're going to say Luka's clearly the better player. But I don't look at the game like that. I look at the game as what contributes to winning. Who contributes to winning the most in a championship setting?
Brown is a damn good player.
He's better than
Luka.
Luka. He's better than Luka. And the reason he's better than Luka is partly because he's not as skilled as Luka. That's one of the reasons he's better. Here it is. In the NFL, if you have a mobile quarterback, right? And by the way, this excuse was used to keep black players out of playing quarterback for years, right? That we keep talking about the
black
field generals, the history of the black quarterback, the doc that's out, which is excellent, which we're both in. But
I haven't seen myself in it yet.
Yeah, you sat for it, but
keep going.
But at any rate, Luka Doncic is a scrambling quarterback who hasn't developed pocket awareness. What's the analogy? Because he's so skillful, he can almost always get himself a high percentage shot. So that's what he does. But as a result, his teammates are standing around. The ball is not moving. And when you add to that the fact that he complains about every single possession to the refs, and he doesn't play defense. He actually tried once or twice on defense last night. He is the player who he is. But because Jaylen Brown is not as talented as Luka, he is forced, if he wants to be a great player, to play the right way. He gets his points in the flow of the game. If you need a bucket, he can go get it for you, not avoid contact, get the and one, shoot the three. He will hustle back on defense. He's a heads-up player. He'll make the right pass. Because he's not as good, he has become better. He was forced. The pressure was that to become a great player forced him to be a better player than Luka. Man,
that's a nice narrative. But see, this is the same guy. Now, I want you guys to peep game. This is the same guy who calls JJ Redick, says JJ Redick's doing a good job. Or great. Did he say great job or good job? I forgot. Either one. He says JJ Redick was doing a good job. So if JJ Redick was doing a good job, how come Luka's playing this way? How come JJ's not getting Luka to buy into the team concept more of moving the basketball? Why is it that Luka Doncic is able to play triple-double basketball and it's hurting them, right? Why is he not adjusting his game and making Luka Doncic play differently, right? So we're playing in the Luka Doncic system. So you can't have it both ways. You can't sit here and call JJ this good or great coach, and then you're literally watching Luka Doncic play predictable basketball, and you're claiming he doesn't make teammates better, which he plays damn near identical to LeBron James, right? And this is what I mean by this is bullshit. It's all bullshit. It's all clown shit. We're in the land of make-believe. And like I've been quoted in saying this, and I said this to JB, and JB, he can vouch for me. I said, we're in basketball hell. We're in basketball hell where logic doesn't exist. That's what hell is. Hell is a place where there is no logic. Right? You just say things, and you just hope that they stick. But if JJ was a good coach, right, and he's doing a great job, why is Luka Doncic playing like this?
JJ is going to have to get in Luka's face about it. I think he's going to have to force him to play a different brand.
It's too late for that. Man, come on, man. Come on, man. Y'all make this make sense. So now we're going to go on to, and I got this clip from, shout out to the basketball show, right? He's doing a great job over there. Y'all go like and subscribe to his videos. I'm going to use this from you, brother, because this is where I seen this clip from. And I want y'all to hear this, yo. Let's get it. Let's get it.
But he can have. I didn't think he was good today, and he still ended up with like 27. The foul bitching stuff is the worst it's been in a while.
It's back to peak. It's back to peak unwatchability. It's every single play now. It's back to where it was at its very.
They just can't take the bitching anymore, guys. They can't take it anymore. See, they use the word bitching. Ooh, that's a harsh word, man. That's a harsh word, dog. They cursing and everything. Yo, you hear these niggas? Let's go back. Let's go back.
The worst it's been in a while. I didn't think he was good today, and he still ended up with like 27. The foul bitching stuff is the worst it's been in a while.
The
It's
foul
back to
bitching.
peak. It's back to peak unwatchability. It's every single play now. It's back to where it was at its very worst in Dallas when it got so bad that the Mavs had to finally call him out publicly.
Yeah, it's so bad that even LeBron's like, wow.
Even LeBron is like, wow. The guy who does the same exact shit. But see, this guy is not gonna, his relationships that he has in the media space and his connections with Rich Paul, he is not gonna keep the same energy. Right? How can LeBron look at Luka like that when he's doing the same thing? But these people are respecter of persons. They're going to call out who they like, who they don't like, excuse me. They're going to call out who they don't like. They're not going to keep it real. They're not going to keep the same energy. This is not who these people are. Let's rewind that.
No, it's back to where it was at its very worst in Dallas when it got so bad that the Mavs had to finally call him out publicly.
Yeah, it's so bad that even LeBron's like, wow. Wow, what's this guy? This guy's really bitching for calls, but I don't think it helps him.
Imagine being a crybaby and crying for calls and then watching another nigga cry. And remember, I've said this before even Luka Doncic played a game for the Lakers when he first was traded. I said that you're going to have two niggas on that team crying like a motherfucker. Real talk.
I mean, big picture from a Lakers standpoint, like, why didn't they get Alvarado?
Okay. All this revisionist history and what it could have should. Let's go to the next clip. Chris Broussard and your boy Nick Wright, right? Klutch Sports alumni. These guys are the OGs of Klutch Sports. And if you don't believe me, go check out the clip where Chris Broussard said he was represented by Klutch Sports, if you don't believe me.
Our next guest writes for Yahoo Sports, and also you can check him out on Substack, TomTheFinder.com. We welcome in Tom Haberstroh. Tom, how are you?
Brew, what's going on, buddy?
We are great. We got Ephraim Salam in for Rob Parker. And you know, you and I go way back, colleagues back at ESPN. You do fantastic stuff. And we were just talking about your story on how Michael Jordan's defensive stats, steals and blocks, were doctored, if you will, in home games in 1988. First question, what did Rich Paul and Klutch promise you to write that article?
Now we're getting to the bottom of it.
Rich is my man. I'm actually represented by Klutch, so Rich is my man. I'm just playing with you.
Rich is my man. I'm actually represented by Klutch, so Rich is my man. I'm just playing with you.
Nick Wright has affiliations with Klutch Sports. And even reference him going to a Klutch Sports Christmas party. But I want you guys to listen to these guys. This is another clip from the basketball show that I've got that I thought was interesting.
Not a slight on Luka. Luka is phenomenal, and he's clearly already a Hall of Famer. But I think, Nick, it's on the table that Luka never wins a championship.
Now he never wins a championship. Wow. Okay, so check this out, right? Never mind. Let's continue.
I'm not predicting that. This is not Chris Broussard saying Luka's never going to win a ring.
No.
But it is a year ago, I would have said there's no way he's not getting a championship in his career. I think it's possible that he does it now because you and I have talked about this off the air. San Antonio's only going to get better. OKC's probably just going to keep getting better.
Facts.
And that's not to mention growth among other teams. And Luka, he's in good shape this year. Maybe he's going to have to get in better shape because
his shape has been declining. Luka's getting a little pudgy again. He needs to tone that shit up.
He's getting older. I think it's just going to be challenging for him to win.
So here's why I have listen, I think they are super behind the 8 ball from an organizational standpoint. You guys know.
Now this nigga's going to blame the organization who got Luka Doncic through nefarious means. The other nigga who they traded to get Luka is in Washington right now. They pulled off the heist of the century. And he's blaming the organization. Damn, Rob. I think the only way they'll give Rob a pass is if Rob comes down and plays basketball for the Lakers.
Probably of the three of us, the most down on the Lakers management and infrastructure, and I think it's going to take some time. Like the gap between Presti and Pelinka and Linda Rambis and the Lakers Brain Trust is pretty massive.
So people were saying the Luka Doncic trade was a good trade, right? They were tired of AD. They were complaining about Anthony Davis. Oh, he's not healthy. He doesn't put in the effort. He doesn't want to be great. He doesn't want to take the keys. All these narratives, right? To Luka, which is pretty much the same narratives except for the health issues, right? And some people might throw the health issues in there a little bit because he has been dealing with nagging injuries. But the narratives were cool, right? Like, oh, well, they got DeAndre Ayton. Oh, they can make a run, right? Got Marcus Smart. Oh, okay. Then you have these puppets saying that these dudes were contenders. Literally, probably like 2 weeks ago. You can go find clips for the mainstream media saying that these dudes were contenders, saying that these dudes can win a championship, right? And so all they were missing last year was a big man. If you add a big man, they lost because they went small, right? Now they got Ayton. Ayton's ass ain't rebounding, right? And Ayton, yo ass next.
And so I think that's going to take some working to do by the Walters group. But here's why, KW, I have a hard time swallowing that. I think and this is your favorite part of the show, when I mention Elgin Baylor.
Of course.
I think you really have to go back to Elgin Baylor to find an all-time great player who did not drop off at all in the playoffs, who never got a ring. Like, usually, like guys like Harden, Karl Malone, even Barkley to a degree, they weren't consistently quite as good in the postseason as they were in the regular season. The guys who are this caliber of player, who are consistently in the mix, peel one. Even if it's the Dirk path where it looks like, man, they're never going to get one, and then bam, they do. So it would just be, there's not really a precedent for a guy who is this good statistically in the regular season, seemingly gets better in the playoffs, had early playoff success with the conference finals and the finals appearance under his belt in his first 5 years of his career. That guy's never going to win a championship. I think they're behind OKC and San Antonio, in the short term and long term, it feels. But it doesn't mean that you can't ever have a year where you get past them.
I buy that. At the same time, if we went back to that other graphic, you don't have to pull it up, Hubs. But
who is this talking?
This year's a wash. So this year's done.
This is now, what is this year for him? year 8? Year 7?
It was
Year
the
7 or 8?
2018 draft. So this is year 8, right? Yeah.
Okay, so this will be year 8, and this is a wash. Let's just, for fun, we don't think it's happening next year. And then if I was like, hey,
well, you don't know what's going to happen next year. They could very well get Giannis Antetokounmpo, right? So I wouldn't say, oh, this dude's never going to win a championship, bro.
Off some guys that you could see getting championships in the next 5 years, you could bang, bang, bang. You're like, I could see the Celtics getting one. I could see the Pistons getting one. And like all of a sudden you're like,
OKC, San Antonio, Denver.
Houston, Denver gets one. Wherever Giannis ends up, if Giannis goes somewhere, and then all of a sudden you're like, are we up around year 11 or 12 for Luka?
Here's
and
the
then
other thing.
Here's
the other thing, Nick.
Go ahead.
And again, a lot of my issue is with Luka's playing style. And I'm not the first to say this for years.
Wow.
People have been saying he's Harden, he's James Harden, he does the same thing. And I've said, no, he's different. But we haven't seen a one-man show win a championship. Wilt Chamberlain's 2 years he won.
Nobody wins by themselves, bro.
Championship. He didn't lead the league in scoring. His scoring dropped. His usage dropped. Jordan, when he was averaging 35 and 37 a game, he didn't win the championship. Yep. LeBron in Cleveland, one-man show, didn't win the championship. Harden hasn't been able to do it. We haven't seen anybody do. Oscar Robertson, he was a one-man show in Cincinnati. He didn't win the championship there. So I just think this style of play
and Oscar Robertson is considered one of the greatest players to ever play. He only has one ring, right? So essentially, Luka would have to get a ring to stamp himself. How many he wins is going to be determined by him and the teams that he's able to put around himself during the course of his career. But they really are low and out on Luka Doncic right now.
Luka capable of playing a little differently. Just give me some action when you don't have the ball in your hands.
Well, that's JJ's problem, bro. Why are these guys not saying, hey, JJ, why don't you go up to Luka Doncic and why don't you go up to the team and require the team to play a different way? JJ's job is to make this guy play a different way. It's not Luka's job. Luka is the player.
A little more effort defensively. He has to be ball dominant, and that one or two man teams where one or two guy creates everything for everybody generally get beat by 5-man teams when the talent is close. And I think
that's a crazy statement considering the fact that this dude is a LeBron guy. Listen to this shit again. Does he listen to himself talk?
When you don't have the ball in your hands. Give me a little.
Oh, let's go back.
Capable of playing a little differently. Just give me some action when you don't have the ball in your hands. Give me a little more effort defensively. He has to be ball dominant, and that one or two man teams where one or two guy creates everything for everybody generally get beat by 5-man teams when the talent is close. And I think that's the challenge.
Back
from Luka.
Yo, these dudes are hypocrites, man. Hey, look, man, if you don't see the hypocrisy in that statement, bro, you're a lost cause, man. I really do believe that. Well, I wanted to show you that Klutch Sports and the mainstream media are out on Luka Doncic. They are very low on him right now. They say he's bitching. They say he's a crybaby. These are the narratives that they put out. And then Chris Broussard went as far as saying he may never win a championship, right? Why didn't he say the same line that he uses for LeBron James? Why didn't he say, well, Luka needs more help? Why didn't he say, well, let's put Luka around Giannis. Giannis needs to go to LA to help Luka. Why didn't he say SGA and Luka should team up, right? Why didn't he say, well, Luka should find another team, right, since the Lakers management is so bad? Why didn't they use these same narratives and talking points that they use to benefit LeBron James? Why? Because Luka's Luka and LeBron's LeBron, right? It's about who we like, in the great words of the bust Kwame Brown. right? But anyways, this is Kobe Bryant Film Room, giving you a dose of that reality check, man. This is Hellafide Cap. Peace.